Okay, guys, we're recording. I'm going to do a video for you on Friday, kind of like a wrap up. Looking at some chart setups. Got a message from someone asking me about AIG, so I set this up real quick. This is more for an options gig, but you see this little piece of business there. Nice shootout. Getting close. We'll see how this develops. I'm not taking this trade. I was just doing some analysis for someone. Don't love it. All right, let's get right into Forex and future. We'll just mostly do Forex today. Okay, so let's see here. So there we are currently. Next stop for this isn't too far away. This looks like a nice trade. Let's see here. Okay, you see the move down, sideways action, nice move away. Oh, my dog is going nuts. It's not like the dog in the front yard. Okay, it goes minimum 3-1, so we're good there. I like that guy. All right, we're all the way down here, so this is probably something we need some kind of catalyst to get up there Monday or Tuesday. Well, all in all, a very nice trade. I like that very much. Let's see here. Just look at a daily real quick. Been beat to hell. Let me tighten this up and see if I find something. Oh, okay. So I sent some of you guys these a while back now, I guess. So in here is just a total freaking wreck right there along there. See all this activity here? We're not trading any of that. We need this to make a nice turn. That would be our first big time frame demand right there. I'm just going to leave it like this, like the little sloppy, just to point your eye. We're right in the middle of that, so ideally we'll get a short on that 60-minute level, and if we get a nice sell-off right into here, would be fantastic. Okay, so let's go to Aussie. I think I'm just going to stick to the currencies. We'll try and reschedule that futures webinar for a day next week. We have the live event on Thursday, which hopefully you guys saw the announcement for. Oh shit, I have this set up. All right, so I did not make entry today. Let's look at this a little closer. See here where price kind of came up, failed, came down. Now it's just knocking on that door. This is a tiny level. This needs to touch and work. I don't know. You guys are probably sick of hearing me saying that. I highlighted over here a similar looking level. It didn't work, but this has got great risk reward. Look at that move away. This has got just $110 of risk behind it. Easy, just say you get out a little bit better than 3-1. These little trades, though, in this little zones, I'm a little bit cautious, so don't go for too much more than 3-1. This is a nice setup there on Aussie. Let's see here. Go one down time frame. Go down one time frame and see if it. No, we got a bunch of little levels here, which correspond with that 240, I bet. Okay. Okay. All right, that first one basically corresponds nicely with the 60-minute. Let's see how that works. I don't know. Well, this is basically a 240 level right in here. So when that lines up, that's a pretty powerful trade. But if not, we got this little guy right there. That'll do the trick if this falls. So this is a level on a level. You could either take the back one or just go right for both. I'm going to go for both. Do the yen, the CAD, and the euro. started a daily. Yeah. Might be something. No, I don't think so. All right, the yen looks boring. Let's go to a 60-minute. I have no idea what that blue line is. There's just too much activity in here. I would have to go to a much smaller time frame. Let's just do it and see if we find something here. Just because I'm curious. Looks like this worked out nicely. Alright, this is a 15-minute chart. But that's a nice looking level. Goes about 4 to 1. That's a nice little trade. If we can get just a stall out tomorrow. Keep an eye on news though. The economic announcements for next week. I was just talking to a student about that. And I also mentioned to another student in an email, with relation to the steel tariffs that Trump's putting in and the aluminum tariffs, it's going to play hell with a bunch of different currencies. We import a lot of steel from Canada, so that's why like the U.S. CAD was like kind of nuts this week. Anything that kind of just comes up out of the blue. Your higher time frames will hold the 15 minutes and the fives and all that. To catch a falling knife on those. At least the higher time frames, you got a much better chance. So just be careful with that. Actually, you know what? Another student was asking me about the CAD. She had a setup on it, so let's. Okay. So we're gonna hit soon. Let me just take this whole thing actually. Pretty major daily supply right there. It's not too far off. So let's see if we get up there. I'd be curious. That's probably enormous, and I can't take that as a trade. So, oh yeah, just too risky. Looks like it's getting ready to break a little zone right there. You see that little tiny guy? Didn't break it yet, but I would not want to carry that into the weekend. If that doesn't hold, you got two big levels. Well, I wouldn't say big. Actually, I'll just move these down there because I'm taking a trade on that. 20 cents. Right, this is also expensive, even if you adjust down to there. Got that little guy right there. All right, so this is one of those levels is going to hit and work and kind of bounce right to this area here. If you could figure out a way to get in. If you're in the coaching program, ask me about how to do it, and I'll tell you how to kind of take these and try and hang on for as much as possible. If you're trying to go for say a 5 to 1, maybe better on this, you got to have a couple of, besides just what the chart's telling you, there's one or two other factors I can show you that will give you like a little added benefit. Okay, so like if it breaks that daily level, we've got that there, this. Okay, we've got a bunch of little levels here on the 4 hour here. I'm making them kind of big. You could adjust your lines down and take a little less risk if necessary, but these are two pretty good levels, pretty solid. Just like I said, be careful with the news, the steel imports or whatever is going to happen. But this has got a pretty clear entry into here with an exit, maybe like right here at the sideways action there. We'll quickly look at a 60. I mean, all these levels are basically the same. I mean, this one's been hit. Too many candles here. make that blue. No, let's just stick to those 240 levels. That's your best bet here at the Canadian. Let me see if I can find a way to explain an answer to something. Okay, so if you're listening and you had this as your level, one of my students sent me this earlier. This is what I was trying to get at, right? So you see this is a drop, a base, nice rally. Very common mistake, very. And a good mistake, because this is just the nature of this business, right? The sideways action here, you see the big move, clear drop, base rally, all is well, right? And then slices right through. My comment usually back is that this isn't fresh because there was no wall here. There was no full body candle to make this independent of anything that happens to the left. So when I say that, I'm talking about all this chicanery right there. See, because this is a go to that lower wick, reaction to stuff that happened here, touches, goes up. It's all kind of reactive to stuff here. There's nothing to make this an independent move. So when price gets down here, notice it doesn't really hold. It slices right through that. So hopefully I made sense in my email. If not, we'll do it during the session. But basically, that's not fresh because of all this activity to the left and nothing to like cut it off. So that's what I was getting at. All right, so we got a couple of trades. Another student couldn't find setups today, just wasn't seeing it. A comment I made was sometimes if you're trying to force it, there is no trade. But we also did find some good 4-hour setups on the Canadian, 15-minute setup on the yen, a 4-hour setup on Aussie, and I think we had a setup on the pound also. So lastly, let's end with the euro. Oh, actually, how's that? Kind of just hanging out there in that monthly level. Coming down, we could see some movement here if price gets down there. Drop, base, rally right there. I think in my last video I was saying I didn't particularly love these levels, like right in there, but clearly they worked out. Waiting on that one there. Let's go right to making this a 240. Alright, I don't know if I sent this or not, but that one worked out pretty good. Let me tighten this up and then we'll... Alright, so we're still kind of far from these two guys. But that's the next slow period. One of these is going to hold. Let me try one thing real quick because I'm just curious. Did trade below it. You could see a slowdown in that candle there. That's not a trade, though. That is just too big a risk. These two are where I would keep my eye on if price starts to turn. Next week, we had to sell off this, I think, yesterday because of an economic announcement. It's trading sideways now. These are two good long areas that are low risk, dollar-wise, and offer, as of right now, we'll see when it actually makes entry, nice profit potential. Quickly go to a 60. Just this guy right there is what I had my eye on during one of my older videos. That 60-minute level, I dropped it down to a 30, and it looks a little cleaner, and it's a little less risk. So you'll see what I mean. Let me go back to a 60. See? That's kind of large. Now, remember, I think if you recall, I also said there's no free lunch in trading, that you could very well miss this trade because you're taking less risk. It's going to bounce off the top of it. But if it doesn't, if it digs in and then turns off of your 30-minute level, then you have a good trade at less risk. Or if you get stopped out, you lost a small amount of money, 130, 150 bucks on a full lot. So keep an eye on that. It's not that far off. I could see that working out. If you're really interested and curious about what I was talking about for that CAD setup, about how to get a little bit better than 3-to-1 out of it, feel free to ask. It's a whole separate lesson, and I'll let you know what it is. But I think we're going to call it a day here. I showed you that AIG setup. I know we'll really want to keep this mostly Forex stuff. But I was looking at something for when people are asking the damnedest things, sending me messages on Facebook and stuff. Let me keep it just to those Forex setups. This AIG thing, it looks okay. I'm building a trade off of it for him, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, you guys have a nice weekend, and don't forget next Thursday is our live event. If you are in the New York metro area, you should get an email with this invite on it, and you just put your email address and first and last name in the bottom. Then, if not next week, the week after that, we will have that futures webinar. Everybody have a nice weekend. Stay safe out there. Have some fun. It is my daughter's birthday, so I am going to be out and about, spoiling her, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.